All right. Hey there, my name is John Armstrong. I'm a solution engineer here at Nintex. Today, what we're going to be looking at is Kryon RPA, or soon to be called just Nintex RPA. What I've got pulled up on my screen, this is the Kryon Studio. In fact, the wizard editor of the studio. So I have a wizard pulled up that I've just created. It's very simple, as you can see. It's just 5 steps here in this process or in this automation. Um, and just want to walk through how I built that out, some of the different options and capabilities, and then time permitting, we'll let it run through a little bit here. Probably not through the whole thing, but just to give you an idea, a little bit of a taste of how it works. So as I mentioned, this is the wizard editor here. Kind of the main tool that you're going to be utilizing when you're building out these wizards is going to be the recording function here, right? So because I have something that's existing already, I'm going to be using the append recording. But basically, you click the button there. It'll tell you, press this button when you're ready to start, when you're ready to stop. So let me just do that real quick. I'll click record. It'll do a little countdown. And then from there, I can record the steps that I want to add or include in my automated process. Once I'm done, I'll press that F11 button again, click finish, and what it'll do is it'll take a few seconds to kind of analyze and determine what just happened, and it will create those steps within the wizard for you automatically just based on that recording. So in this case, I just clicked a few times, added those 4 steps in here, and now I have those steps that I can go through and kind of tweak and edit and add to now within my process. So there's a lot of options and a lot of things you can play with in regards to those extra things that you can add, let's call them. So those are referred to as advanced commands. All right, so let me hop over to a different view here. Now, it might look intimidating at first, but really it's pretty simple to grasp here. So each step in the process is kind of outlined with a start, a middle, and an end. And then within each of those, you can add those different advanced commands and make those tweaks and modifications as you see fit. Now, those advanced commands here are listed here on the left-hand side. So a lot of different options working with the variables and the wizard itself, mouse and keyboard, some other functions, and working with files, folders. Do have a handful of built-in kind of OCR, forms recognizer technology as well. So if you're using something like Microsoft Azure or Google Tesseract, you can tap into those very easily. Working with email, Excel, SAP, and then just kind of more generic kind of UI automation, HTML automation type of things in there as well. Now, all of this is going to be drag and drop, so you're just going to essentially find something that you want to add to your wizard from that list, drag it over into the step that you want to add it to, and then from there you can configure it. And that's basically what I've done here. So built out all of these steps in this advanced command paired with that recorder. Basically, in this particular process, going to copy a file over to my desktop. I'm going to read the contents of that file as an Excel sheet, and then hop over to a government site just to do some quick searches and whatnot. Sorry. Then from there, we're just gonna kind of parsing through the contents of that Excel file, doing some clicks, inputting some text, clicking that search button, and then breaking it down and extracting the results from that. And once again, searching those results, splitting it out, and pasting it back into that Excel file. So from here, let's just take a quick look at the Excel file in question. Let me pull it up here real quick. I always forget to have this front and center when I do these things. So as you can see, just a list of banks as paired with their city. And basically what this is going to be doing is populating that assets column. So without further ado, let's go ahead and I'm just going to click do it. So one thing that's really nice about Kryon RPA is there are two modes for that attended automation. What we're going to see here, this is the do it mode, where it's just going to take over, and my hands and feet are off of the keyboard and mouse, and Kryon RPA here is doing everything for me. So it copied that file over, it's doing the searches, doing the parsing, copying those results, all of that stuff is all being handled automatically by the bot. The other option for the attended automation is that guide me mode. So that guide me mode is essentially going to hold the user's hand through that process. It will place boxes on the screen, do pop-up bubbles, saying click here, enter text here, things like that, kind of as the name implies, right? Guiding the user through that process. And on top of that, there's going to be some options for the unattended automation as well. So that unattended automation is going to be kind of that hands-free, without that human input. So running on a schedule, when a file is found in a folder, when a database record is updated, when an email is received, if I didn't say that already, things like that can kick off and trigger those unattended bots. So it's going to be really, really flexible in both the attended and the unattended, and even more flexible with what is called hybrid automation. So that hybrid automation is going to be a combination of the two, right? If it wasn't obvious. So it can kick off and start that unattended process. And then if for whatever reason it can't decide what to do, or if it needs that human input, what it can do is it can send essentially a task to a human user for them to complete and basically make that decision. Once that person completes that task, it'll get sent back to that unattended bot, and then basically allowing it to continue on with that process. So just a quick rundown there of Kryon RPA. Happy to answer any questions or anything like that. Happy to handle those. Thanks for the time. Thanks for watching.